Hey, what's up? DFS Rico coming at you today with my picks and insight for this League of Legends, LPL, and LCK 6-game slate on Friday, March 27th. So yeah, early on, I'm just going to get started. Actually, for yesterday, I ended up going 4-2 with my picks. Two of my teams that I picked actually got upset. So, my upset was correct, and then two of the favorites got upset. So, I'm just going to continue to keep doing the same thing. It's been working out for me. Just picking the favorites and practically stacking the favorites, whether it's a 4-man stack or a 3-man stack. That's usually the way you want to go, is stack the teams you believe are going to win, because that's usually how you end up getting more points. The winning team tends to get the most points, whether it's from kills or assists or objectives, all that. So just early on, the two biggest favorites are Fun Plus Phoenix and E-Star. They're the biggest favorites, so they're going to be the most expensive on the slate. And then all the other 4 games are kind of toss-ups. The spreads aren't as big as they've been recently. KT over HLE is favorited. JDG is favorited over RNG. Sandbox is favorited over Griffin. And T1 is favorited over DRX, with that one, DRX and T1 being the smallest odds. All 4 of those matchups are honestly toss-ups, and I could see them going any way. But as of right now, I got FPX winning, ES winning, KT Rollster winning, JD Gaming winning, Sandbox Gaming, and T1. I'm just going to go with the favorites. I really actually like them. I think T1 has been playing solid. DRX hasn't been playing too good. I think they've dropped the last. They dropped yesterday or 2 days ago. And then they were on a winning streak, but they had a bad matchup this last game. T1 has already beat them earlier this season in a 3-game matchup. But T1's been playing really good as well. It's a toss-up, but I'm just leaning more towards T1, and that's probably where I'll differentiate myself a lot. But yeah, so let's just get started. Same thing I'm going to do. I've been doing top lane. You got your most expensive guys. You got Gimgoon and Xiao 7. No, Gimgoon and Xiao Bai. Those are the 2 most expensive guys on the slate, with good reason. They got the easiest matchups today as far as Vegas believes. You got Gimgoon averaging 3 kills per game, 59% kill participation, 5.4 assists per game. And then you got Xiao Bai for E-Star with 3.2 kills per game and 7.1 assists per game, he's actually the highest as far as kills and assists for players that have at least played 10 games for their team. Scrolling down, another guy I really like. I like Kana for T1, since I am going to be playing them a decent amount. He's been playing pretty consistent. In their wins, he's usually getting, 80 points over the last 5 matches. That's kind of what you want to see from your top laner. Your top laner is usually not going to be the guy that carries the team, but you need him to have a nice score. At least like 70 or higher to have a winning lineup, I've noticed. So yeah, those are the 3 guys I'm really looking for as far as top laners. Scrolling down, we got the junglers. We got Wei versus for ES versus LNG for 8,000. He's super expensive for a jungler. Both of these guys up top are expensive. Tian and Wei. They're the most expensive guys as far as junglers, with good reason. Wei for even for E-Star is 2.9 kills per game, 10.5 assists, which is actually the highest out of, I believe, everyone. There might be just one support that actually has a couple more assists than him per game. But, he's been beasting it this year. He's one of the good reasons they're winning. If I am going to be playing a jungler, if I am going to be playing ES, I will probably make sure that I have him in all my lineups with some of the other guys I'll mention later. Tian versus FPX, a nice solid pick. He's solid. He's going to be on the winning side, I believe. So, with that, it brings a lot of points. A lot of upside when they're going to be on the winning side. And then another guy I want to mention, a cheaper guy, is where is he at? Kanavi for 7,400. For JDG, I mean, he's probably one of my favorite plays for JDG. If I am going to be playing them, I'll be making sure I include him in my stacks. 3.7 kills per game, 7.1 assists per game, and 77 kill participation, which is actually the kills and the kill participation is the highest as far as any jungler that has played enough games to make it count. Yeah, he's been really solid and really consistent. I mean, he's had games where he's had, more than 10 kills and more than 15 assists, which those are the games where you really want him in your lineup. So if I am playing JDG, guys, he's one of the guys I'll be including. Then we're going to be going to mid lane. Obviously, same thing, Crying for ES, doing B for FPX. Probably the two best plays on the slate, other than one guy I'll be talking about in a bit. Two of the top, 3 or 4 picks on the slate as far as upside and ceilings, I mean, these guys got high ceilings, 130 points he's had 121. They're just phenomenal plays, honestly. I mean, you got Doin' B, 5.1 kills per game, 7.3 assists. Then you got Crying with 5.1 kills per game, 8.7 assists, 77 kill participation for both of them. They're just solid plays. If you're going to be building around those teams, I highly suggest having them in that lineup. And just scrolling down, I mean, another guy I want to mention, 7.2. Well, not as high as upside as those guys, but I feel like he has a nice floor. As long as they're on the winning side, he's been playing really well. Faker for T1, I like him. 2.6 kills, nowhere near those other guys. He does die the least out of all mid laners, and he's actually dies the least. The team dies the least out of every team in the league as well. 69% kill participation, 5.1 assists. Obviously not the highest, but if you're going to look to spend up in other positions, you're going to need to save when you're filling them in with these guys. So I do like him as well. I mean, those are the my 3 favorite, probably. 3 guys I'd build around if I was playing those teams. Up next, we got AD Carry. Obviously, Wink up top, 8,600. Most expensive guy on the slate. I mean, he just put up a monster, 132 points his last game versus IG. Highest ceiling on the slate. Probably the best play on the slate. He's the most expensive, obviously. And then you got, Wink with 5.7 kills and 7.8 assists per game is just insane. He's absurd. And then you got, scrolling down, you got LWX, same thing. Another animal. He's pretty consistent as well. He has a safe floor. Not much to say about him for FPX, but another guy to be looking for JDG is Loken. He's one of the reasons that the team is really successful. If they're winning, it's usually going to be because he's having a really good game. They've lost their last 2 matches, but I see him bouncing back right here. Maybe get you a 100-point game. I can see it happening. Averaging 4.3 kills per game, 5.3 assists per game. He's been solid in their wins. So, if they're going to be winning, they are favorited. So, if they're going to be winning, it's usually going to be because of him. And then, scrolling down, one of my favorite picks for today that's so cheap, in my opinion, for 7.2 is Aiming. KT's on a 4-match win streak. I believe they're going to make it 5 today. He's just been playing really solid. Not much to say about him. He's just been playing so good. He's the reason they've been on this winning streak. Over 80 points per game in all these matchups. Doesn't have a high ceiling like some of these more expensive guys, but he, over these last 4 matches, over 80 points. That's a nice floor. With like 100-point upside, 98-point upside, that's really good. And then another guy for LNG that I want to mention is Asura. If you were thinking of going on the opposite side for ES, then ES, he's the guy I would recommend building around. He's had some monster games. He had a 20 kill and 23 assist game 2 weeks ago, 2 matches ago. But so he's one guy I would look at to build around if you were going to go on the opposite side. Me personally, I'm not, but he's the guy I would look at if I really wanted to be different. But like I said, those are the main guys I'm going to be building around as far as AD carries. And then support. You got LV Mao. He's solid at 6K. Favorited matchup. JDG, really good. Doesn't average a kill per game, but he does average 72% kill participation and 9.4 assists, which is actually the second highest on the slate as far as supports. 9.4 assists is really solid. I mean, like, the supports aren't really going to carry you, you know. You just need them to be a solid 70 points, 70-plus points so you can get that win. Usually where you're aiming at for your supports. And then, obviously, I didn't mention Shall C and Chris because, I mean, they're the most expensive. I mean, like I said, it's gotten repetitive with ES and FPX. You know, those are the guys you want to build around as well. Those aren't the guys I would recommend putting in your stacks because I feel like you can get the same good value with some of the cheaper supports. But, I mean, they do have a higher ceiling as well. Like 102 from Shao C just last week. I mean, he's had 86-point games. Then you got Crisp. Same thing, 97-point game. And most of the time he's over 60. He has a really safe floor, you know, about like a 65-point floor. You know, favorited matchup. OMG's not a pushover either. They're a pretty good team as well, so I would make sure you pay attention to that. I don't see them upsetting them, but they are a good team. And then another guy I just want to mention is Effort for T1. Been playing really solid. One of the reasons the bot lane's been succeeding. They've dropped one match over the last, 9 matches. I see him winning another game against DRX today. DRX could bounce back, though, but like I said, you got to be confident in your picks, confident in your favorites, and that's usually how you're going to win. If you're confident, you have good reason of why you believe a certain team is going to win. T1, I just think is a better team. They've shown it throughout the season. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for watching. Like I said, Fun Plus, E-Star, KT, T1, SB, and JDG are the teams I'll be building around. And I'll see how my picks come through on tomorrow's video. We'll see how they go. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Ask questions if you have any. And just please subscribe and like if you like what I'm providing. Thank you.